everybody. Welcome back to our continuing coverage on the Dice Tower of 2019. I'm Tom Vassell, and here's your host today, Jason Levine.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to 2020. Normally, we'd be talking 2020, but we're going to go back to 2019 so I can talk about my top 10 games of the year.
I'm just here because Jason asked me to be here, and I won't criticize his choices much.
I'm wearing a shirt with blood because I'm ready for him to massacre some of my choices.
I don't know. I don't know what his choices are. I do know one of his choices because he told me prior that it was the best game of the year. So I'm assuming that has not changed.
We do have some crossovers. I know we have crossovers because I compared afterwards. But we'll get into crossovers later. Before we go, though, I want to talk about a few games that I didn't play. I'll
tell you if they're good or not.
Preface with the games that I haven't played, which you haven't played either. So
hang on.
Crystal Palace.
Oh, no one cares.
Flotilla.
I haven't played that either.
Football Highlights.
Oh, that one's good.
Master of Renaissance, the Lorenzo card game.
That one's okay. I mean, I should say it's okay. It's good. Review coming soon.
Minecraft.
That's good.
Orleans Stories.
That one I haven't played yet.
And Throne of Allegoria. It's a Spielworks game. And you know I love them.
Sure.
Anyway, those are the games I haven't played, which is why they're not on the list. Those are the ones that I was looking forward to that I haven't played. But I guess let's start off with my number 10.
Number 10.
So I played this game.
Well, give me a clue so I can guess.
Baby Yoda.
Oh. Jason likes Star Wars.
Yes. So I played this game at the retreat, and all I wanted was the Millennium Falcon, Han Solo, and I needed Chewbacca. I needed everything.
He actually browbeat the other people to allow him to do this. What game are you talking about?
Star Wars Outer Rim. This game is a lot of fun. It's more of a storytelling game. Yes, it's pick up and deliver, and you have to go and explore missions, but it's more of a storytelling game. And I really like this game a lot. I think that this game is wonderful. If you like Star Wars, this is the best Star Wars game this year. And
how many Star Wars games came out this year?
I think more than one.
The Dark Force Rising.
Dark Force Rising, yes. Anyway, it's a fun game, and I'm telling you right now, I'm waiting for the Mandalorian expansion because you know it's coming.
That would make sense. That would make sense.
Since this does take place in the same realm as the Mandalorian. I'm looking forward to expansions.
Cool.
So let's go to my number 9.
Brian says you're looking great.
Number 9.
Thank you, Brian. Fitbit really helps.
It actually makes you lose weight by wearing it.
If you do the 10,000 steps a day as well. Anyway, my number 9 is a game that we played at Dice Tower Con. Was the first time I played this. And
is it a small game?
Yeah, it's a moderately small game, medium size. I played this and I love the theme. It is foodies.
Wow, really?
Yes, this one is like, as I'd say, it's the Machi Koro killer.
Do you like this better than Space Base?
It's different than Space Base. Space Base and this are two different games.
Well,
I actually like Space Base better.
Okay.
But
I'm okay then.
I really like foodies a lot. I love the theme. I love that you're kind of building restaurants and you're kind of expanding out your thing and how everyone's board is asymmetrical, and it's a really fun game, and I highly recommend it.
This is a surprise for me. I mean, this is a very light game for you.
I don't only like heavy games.
No, I know that, but it made your top 10.
Yes, it was really good.
They're going to get heavier, you watch, folks.
They probably will.
Number 8.
So my number 8 is from a designer that I just absolutely love.
Is his name Feld?
No, his name's not Feld.
Oh, okay. Is his name Warsh? Because you also like his stuff.
No, his name is not Warsh either. Go for the other hot new designer.
Feld, Warsh. Power to the people.
Fist.
Oh, Fister. Good grief.
My number 8 is Maracaibo.
Really? This one's lower than I thought it would be.
No, there's a lot of good games this year. Maracaibo is amazing. Now, I relate this more to Great Western Trail. It's got the whole moving around a path of the board. It has a different feel than Great Western Trail because in this one, you're racing, and when someone gets to the end of the path, everyone else has to stop and you all restart. So you don't continue the path. It's got a different feel.
I actually like that better.
I like it a lot. I don't know if I like it better. Great Western Trail is in my top 10 of all time. So this is not quite my top 10 of all time.
Well, sure, it's your top 10 of the year.
It's top 10 of the year, but it is a wonderful follow-up to it. I really like it. If you like Great Western Trail, you will love this game as well.
I think that's a fair assessment. If you like Great Western Trail, you'll like Maracaibo. I like it better. I find it easier to grasp, honestly.
And it's got the storytelling mode where you can change the board each time.
Not as don't care about that, but it's also it adds more stuff, so you got it.
Yes.
Number 7.
So my number 7 is a very heavy game.
Does it have anything to do with a part of my body?
No, it doesn't. It has to do with water and lots of water and water getting caught in dams. It's called Mirage.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so this is a heavy game. I like this one, though.
It's amazing, this game. I like a lot of the games that Cranio does.
Sure.
And I think that Mirage might be, I want to say their best game, even though I do love Lorenzo, but this one, everyone has unique powers. You're using the dial you have to wait. So when you do something, you have to wait for it to dial around before you actually get the resources, which is really cool. The flow of the water and trying to collect it, and everything just works well together. The bidding system, the worker placement bidding system works. Everything just works in this game.
You tend to like Euro games with direct confrontation, and this definitely has that.
It does have direct confrontation.
I mean, it's not as bad as, say, Food Chain Magnate, but you can build a dam right in front of somebody else and steal their water.
Yes, you can. Of course, you won't steal all their food the whole time like in other games that we played before. But in this one, yes, you can go and steal their water. But the thing is, your dams only will collect a certain amount, so the water will still spill over to the other people's dams, so you're not quite blocking them, and they could add more water, so more water flows down that path. There's ways to get around it. This is a very strategic game. There's lots of cool options. All the powers I think are the coolest part of the game, that each power adds to either your dam building or your power plant building, and just those powers add so much, and it's really cool. So Mirage, my number 7.
The games are getting heavier.
Number 6.
So my number 6 is actually the second crossover. The first crossover, by the way, We Miss You, Sam, was Star Wars Outer Rim, because I know he had it on his list as well. But my number 6 is a crossover with someone else who I'm looking at right now. We played this game.
But that doesn't narrow it down. We played 100+ games together this year.
And we played this game a lot. We played this game at least 20 times together. And I was officially King Mork from Torque.
Oh, wow. This made your top 10.
The King's Dilemma.
Ah.
Yes, it did.
You really liked it. See, are you like me, though? You think the storytelling's better than the game itself? The game is decent.
The game is basically, it's a voting game. I vote for yay or nay, and if you vote for yay, certain things happen. If you vote for nay, other things happen. It's kind of an interesting mechanic to push the story, but the story is what makes the game. I mean,
it offered some really interesting choices.
Yes.
I don't want to talk about Jason's lack of morality in this game.
I was fine. I mean, I got Torque. I'm the House of Torque, and my house specifically.
I wanted Jason to lose just because he kept naming the king.
Mork
2, Mork 3.
And then after I did lose, when I won again, my new king was Mindy, or actually she was a queen if you think about it. So yes.
You know that one of the leaders of Poland was a king, even though it was a woman. Fun fact I learned from Civilization 6.
Ah, interesting. So that's King's Dilemma.
Number 5.
So my number 5 is not a crossover. Even though we crossed over on King's Dilemma, this one's not a crossover. But again, we played this game together. And it was only the two of us who played this game, in fact.
Well, then I'm going to guess that it is Blitzkrieg.
No.
Watergate.
Close. Watergate, yes. Even though Blitzkrieg was amazing, Watergate is...
they're very similar, actually.
They are very similar.
I like Blitzkrieg better, but they're both amazing.
Yes. Watergate, for me, is what a card-driven game should be. It's got the card-driven aspects, but it plays quick. It doesn't take an hour and a half, 2 hours. It takes about 30 minutes, and you really get the flavor of the story. Like, you were Nixon, I was...
in that particular game, yes, I was Nixon and you were the reporters coming after me.
Post and
it really felt a good back and forth. For a while, I thought there was a good chance of me winning. And I mean, Jason won, but there was a good... I didn't feel like he was overwhelming me.
Yes. And the asymmetricalness of this is this, this is that works well. And the game just flows well. It's an amazing game. Watergate, go find it. It's back in stores now.
Yeah, it's basically, we're both big fans of Twilight Struggle. And this is very similar. I don't think it's as good as Twilight Struggle.
No, it's a lighter game.
It's a lighter game, but it does... I'll probably play it more than Twilight Struggle because it's faster.
Because it plays quick, exactly.
Number 4.
Top 4.
4. Okay. And it's good that this is at number 4 because it's got 4 different modes to the game as well.
4 different modes. Hang on, let me think here. What game has 4 different modes? Well, can't be you, Boot, because you just played that, and there's no way you'd put that on there. So, does this game have a solo mode? Is that one of the 4 modes?
No, it does not have a solo mode.
What do you mean by 4 modes, then?
So, the 4 modes are 4 different characters that you can play, and the game is Quirky Circuits. Cross over to my man Roy back there. I've been trying to get Tom to play this for a while. He brings it every single week to game night, and he hasn't played it yet.
Just to mess with Jason.
So this game is a cross between Robo Rally and The Mind. And I love The Mind, and I love Robo Rally. So you're basically chaining your commands, but instead of putting all your cards, I want to slip a card, then you want to slip a card, and we hope that our cards line up in the right order to get the things to do what they want. And each character is unique. You know, you have the bouncing bunny, the bouncing cat, and you have the flying bee, and each one has their own unique things. Like the bee will have momentum and fly, and the cat will bounce around and always spin to the left, and the sushi chef kind of rotates and does things. It's such a great game with lots of different aspects. I'm hoping they make an expansion for it soon because this is one of my favorite games.
I don't know. That's pretty high up, actually, for Quirky Circuits. I'm curious to see how well this game has done. I don't know, actually.
Number 3.
There's only one unknown for me because I know 2 of your top 3.
Okay, so... Okay, you think you know my top 3.
No, I know 2 of your top 3.
Okay, so...
Guaranteed.
This one,
I know 1 for sure.
This one you might know. This game I've played now about 200 times. It only takes 15 minutes to play or less.
Is it a solo game?
I played it at Dice Tower Con about 100 times alone.
This made your top 10?
Yes, it did.
It has to be Point Salad.
Point Salad, yes.
Wow.
I absolutely love this game. This is, we talk about filler games. This
is a great one.
The best filler game I think ever made in creation.
Well, I'm not going to jump down that far.
Yes, I really think it's the best filler game
also,
ever.
I bet Jason hasn't played it 200 times. I think he just imagines he does.
At Dice Tower Con alone, I played it over 100 times. I would
I'm telling
sit
you,
there and play
almost
with
everyone thinks they play games more than they do. Like, there have been times I'm like, oh, I must have played that game 30 times. But if you went and counted them out, it's less. It's like a phenomenon.
I'm going to say over 100 for sure on this. Because I also played it at...
Probably like 20.
I played it at Gen Con with the designers like 8 times in a row.
So it could be 10, actually.
Anyway, Point Salad is basically, you have 2 simple choices. Take some salad or take a point scoring card. At the end, all your point scoring cards are going to score based on how many salads you have. And it's sort of a set collection, but with lots of cool scoring and lots of scoring. And it is just wonderful. And I really, really dig this game. And I think if you're looking for a good filler, if you're looking for a good gift, this is the game that you should get.
I do not disagree.
Number 2.
Number 2.
So we only have 2 left. You were
I feel like I know them both. I might be
kind
wrong.
of surprised by the last one, so I feel like you might know both of them. This was a tough choice this year on what my number 1 should be.
Really? Because you told
2
me
should be.
earlier in the year what your number 1 would be.
So my number 2 is a game that I've played only 6 times.
Oh, you know this one.
And it's the reason I've played it 6 times is because it does take about 3 to 4 hours to play.
Yeah, I
each
know
time.
this one.
It's the City of the Big Shoulders.
Woo!
Yes.
Like me.
It is.
They named it after me.
So if you're a fan of 18X, which I'm a huge fan of 18X, then this game is your kind of game. But unlike an 18X game, this game is a worker placement and has Euro aspects in it. So you're not just building train tracks. Instead of train tracks, you're actually using companies like Spalding and actual companies, Cracker Jack and companies based in Chicago, and you are building up these companies to make profits for the investors. But you don't build tracks in this. You actually worker place, and you're worker placing to get actions. You're building up an infamy track, and with all of this, it just flows into a great game. It took 18X and put it into a whole different Euro aspect, and it is phenomenal. Just a phenomenal game.
But what kind of game is it, though?
A Euro 18X style game.
Got it.
And finally, number 1.
So before I get to my number 1, I'm going to do what I always do every year, which is talk about the few games that barely didn't make my list.
Good, because I have some questions about some of these. Let me
Okay.
ask these. Let me ask. I know what your number 1 is. So let me ask you about games that aren't your number 1, like Marvel Champions.
That didn't even make my short list. I like it, but I already played the Lord of the Rings card game, so it didn't do anything new.
All right, Tainted Grail.
Tainted Grail, I didn't like that much.
Okay, Res Arcana.
Res Arcana did make my short list.
Paladins of the
Paladins
West
made
Kingdom.
my short list.
Pax Pamir, 2nd edition.
Did not make my short list, but it's a pretty good game.
Tiny Towns.
Did not make my short list.
Escape Plan.
Did not make my short list.
Cartographers. I don't know if you played that one.
I have played it and really like it, but didn't make my short list.
Pipeline.
That made my short list as well.
Black Angel. I
Did
don't know if you
not.
played that one.
I did play it. Did not make my short
The
list.
New Azul.
Did not make my short list, even though I really like it.
It's a Wonderful World.
Nope.
Well, Blitzkrieg probably made your short list.
Blitzkrieg 100% made my short list.
I'm not going to say Crew because we're considering that a 2020 game. Because I know guaranteed if you considered that a 2019 game, that would have been on your top 10.
Maybe. Anyway, let me go through the rest of them. Aquatica.
Oh, okay.
Blitzkrieg, you already said. Detective City of Angels. I really
Ah.
like the storytelling in that. Draftosaurus. Again, it's a
Really?
filler game, but it's really fun.
I mentioned it yesterday.
Eco's First Continent,
Okay.
which is sort of like Rise of Augustus, but with actual content. Expedition to New Dale, which we just played.
Really? That already hit you that high?
Oh yeah. Alexander
I don't
Pfister.
know. Yeah, but I don't know. I'm still thinking about that. Like, do you need that and Oh My Goods? I think the board game's
The
better.
board game's better.
But
Yes.
it's also bigger.
Yes. Hadara,
Okay.
Medium. I know you didn't like it, but I really
No, I liked
like
it fine. I just didn't like it as much as you.
Paladins, Pipeline, and Res Arcana. That was my short list.
Okay,
So-
well, there's actually no game in your top 10 that I disagreed is a good game. I haven't played a couple of them, and I don't know when I'm going to play, if I'm going to play Cities of Big Shoulders. But I get it makes sense.
At a Dice Tower convention, maybe.
Your number 1, though, I played quite a bit.
I got you to play. I don't know how we got you to play Food Chain Magnate. You're
It
never going
was,
to want to play it again.
It was. I was in the right place at the wrong time, apparently.
I'm sorry. I just marketed like pizza everywhere and then burgers everywhere.
Let's go to your number 1. Everyone should know by now. Pretty
So
obvious.
My number 1 is a game that actually this is 2020.
Did you actually bring that in just for this joke, or did you steal it from my office?
I took it from the office. There's only one copy in the U.S. in this area right now. Anyway, this will probably be my number
Give me
1
my
for 2020.
game, jerk.
It's an awesome game. But my number 1, I've been saying this, just like with that game, I said it's going to be number 1 in 2020. I've been saying this since 2018. We played this at the retreat,
Yeah, well, the retreat
of
was in
2018.
December, so that's why.
And Elizabeth Hargrave had just done an amazing job with this game, Wingspan. This game is...
What?
It's the epitome of tech tree games. It just works well. The theme is amazing. The colors of the game, like the bird cards, the little flavor text with the birds, everything about this game is just amazing. And Wingspan is just... It's a game that you want to play again and again and again and again. We just played the expansion too, and the expansion adds those new blue cards, and they're great. Those powers on the blue cards are really cool and different.
Sure, but next time I play with you in that particular, they're getting shuffled in the whole deck.
We put them all at the top on purpose.
Well, sure, I want to see them, but then Jason comboed the crap out of them.
They were cool, and I love this game. I don't know how many times I've played it, a lot, but I will play it more. If you guys find me at conventions and you want to play Wingspan, anytime I'll play it. It's one of those kind of games, and I don't know where it's going to end up in my top 100, but it's definitely in there. And
it's a very solidly good game.
I think we crossed over on it, in fact. Yes.
Wingspan. I like Wingspan.
And I crossed over with Mike on it too. Mike also liked Wingspan. There was three of us.
You're like following. You're like stalking all the Dice Tower people.
I said it first. I said it a long time ago. I said it was going to win the Dice Tower.
We don't know that yet. That hasn't happened.
Oh, that's right. It didn't last year. Last year wasn't.
Do you think?
Up for it.
Are you still predicting it will win Game of the Year?
I'm still predicting it's going to win Game of the Year at the Dice Tower Awards.
It would be hard to overcome. I'm trying to think of a game that would give it a run for its money.
I still say Game of the Year. It's going to win.
We'll see, but it seems
love it.
Probable. But who knows? Alrighty, well that's it. That's Jason's Top 10. Thanks so much for watching our continued coverage. We'll be back. I'll be back with my Top 10 art in games at 1 o'clock today. And then Monday, our Kickstarter starts. Did I mention that? Because it starts on Monday. Also, our Top 100 games of all time starts on Monday. So we look forward to seeing you then. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasil.
Jason Levine, the gaming machine.
And you've been watching Jason's Top 10 Games of 2019.
On the Dice Tower.
Thanks so much for watching another Dice Tower video. If you enjoy our videos, subscribe to the channel for more fun, comprehensive board game coverage. Also, consider joining us at one of our events. Come to Dice Tower Retreat, a small, intimate gathering where gaming is king. Join us for Dice Tower Cruise, the largest board game cruise. Attend Dice Tower West in Las Vegas for gaming fun on the West Coast, or Dice Tower East in Orlando in sunny Florida. Dice Tower Conventions, the friendliest gaming conventions on Earth. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.